Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ada and here I talk about knitting, mainly what I've been up to and what are my plans and thoughts on what's going on in the knitting community these days. Today we're gonna have a knitting podcast episode. I'm gonna catch up with you what I've been up to. This is knitting podcast number 3. I had to unfortunately take down the knitting podcast video number 2, but I don't think we're gonna miss much from that one. So let's just get into it. I would just like to address what I'm wearing first. I'm wearing my Cumulus Tee by Petite Knit. I made this in pure silk from Knitting for Olive in the shade Ballerina. And I really like it. I have shown it in what I knit in 2024 video. And I do like it. It's a little bit bigger than I've expected it to be. Maybe I need to kind of size down on her patterns because I think I like her style, but I think I prefer to have some things with a little bit less positive ease. But it's wearing really nicely. I have shown it before. It got a little bit shorter because of wear, and I don't know, the silk is a little bit funny in that sense. I think it has kind of a weird shape, but it is relaxed. So if I take it as like a relaxed tee, it's absolutely fine. I have some more of this yarn and I will probably make another tank that's a bit more fitted, but what kind of tank that will be, I have not decided yet. What I would like to start with is actually a secret FO. So I'm not going to show you right now what it looks like, and I'm not going to talk too much in detail about it. I just want to let you know that since last videos, I have been putting majority of my work on that one piece I can't show you, okay? So I have designed a piece that I submitted to Line Knit magazine, and along with 2 other designs. So in total I have submitted 3 for their summer collection kind of call, and until I know that they will be or will not be selected, I will not be sharing anything about that. As in, I will not be showing you the piece. I would love to do that because I'm kind of proud, but that's what the rules are. So I think mid-April they're supposed to let people know if their designs have been selected, and so I will hold off from showing anything until I know what the future is for that design. If it will not be picked up by Line Knit, I will probably publish that myself. So I'm excited for that. It's been loads of fun and I would really love to see that published somewhere. If it would be in Line Knit magazine, I would be over the moon, and that would mean just the world to me. But I have to be realistic. I understand that it's a popular place to submit your patterns, so there's tons of very talented people. So what will be will be. So let's stay tuned for that. I will of course let everybody know if that is something that will be happening. Since the secret object has been finished, I have also previously finished a skirt for my sister, and I have decided what to do for the hat for my husband. So I've wound that off and it's just waiting for lining, which I'm having a hard time getting to. I have been continuing my finish fix it February into March, and I have been trying to not cast on new things, even though I really want to. And I have put some energy into things I have already on the needles. Not everything, but we're making a good progress. I'll be starting with the Rowena Jumper by Fabel Knitwear, and this is a piece that is knit bottom up, and right now I have everything on the needles. I have shown before that I made the sleeves first, and then I started on the body. So it looks tiny because it's made in what is this? Gotta love cats. It is made in 1x1 rib, the body of it, so it is stretchy. That's why it looks so tiny, but hopefully it will fit me nicely. It is meant to be a tight fit, so I'm really looking forward to it. I have tried on the body before I joined the sleeves, and it is tight, but I like it. And because it has to stretch on me, I made it 5 or 6 centimeters longer than recommended in the pattern, because I really knew that it will, once it stretches, it loses the length, right? So I want it to be short. I don't want it to stretch over my belly too much and then kind of ride up too much. I want it to be fitting to my waist, maybe a little bit lower, so that it can actually fit with high-waisted clothes, but I don't want to have too much or at all of a gap between my pants and the sweater, because it is a warmer sweater, right? So I don't like, it is not meant to be showing skin. So that's the modification I did. I could have maybe sized up, however, yeah, I'm not sure if that would fix so much the length situation. So it is what it is, so that's what I've done. And I have discussed it before that I have not used the recommended yarn or needles. I'm using a Viking yarn merino, and it's 105 meters per 50 grams. And Fabel Knitwear uses elder for this pattern, and I just wanted to use something from my stash, so that's what I went for. It was a really random cast on, and I just had a little bit of a cast on fever, and I cast that on last year. And like I said, I started with the sleeves because I was knitting a lot while breastfeeding, and that was the easiest to maintain because I knit on the super short needles, so not on DPNs, and that is very easy to do, and I don't need to have a really big sweater around when I'm breastfeeding. So that's why I did that, and I'm really happy so far how it's turning. Of course, like, you can't really see because it's, you know, it will have to stretch over, but I think the sleeve length is going to be very good, very nice. And once I get a little bit more, once I go up a little bit more on the yoke, maybe I'll try it. Since I'm using the Viking yarn, I have decided to go up a needle size. So I think I went like for 4.5 millimeter needles, if I'm correct. Yes, I'm correct. And with that, I'm actually able to hit gauge. So that is very nice to know, because I was worried in the beginning. You started with twisted rib and it started to look a little tight, but it all will work out. So what's very interesting about this pattern is that it's nice and fitted. And then here I have begun. You make increases. So they'll be hitting around here, and that will make puffs. There will be some puffed sleeves, and I'm really excited for that. So right now it's a little bit funny because the raglan decreases are very satisfying when you're kind of finishing the bottom up sweater, but now I have to also be increasing. So let's see how that goes. I think I have a couple increases left, and then you like quickly decrease to create the puffs. Some very exciting stuff. I have made a couple bottom-up sweaters recently. This is being one. So I also made my willow herb sweater bottom-up because I like the decreases on the circular yoke. And I'm making the, where is it? Maybe here. I have also shown that before. I have not really made any progress on this. I'm making a Linnea Cardi. Again, started with a couple sleeves, and I have started on the body, but it's going slow. And why is it going slow? The answer is quite simple, because that one starts bottom up with a 1x1 rib for maybe 10 centimeters. So, which is not a problem. But I kind of hit a really 1x1 rib heavy time. So first of all, I did finishings on one of the pieces in 1x1 rib, but it was not so much, it was just a little bit. And just a couple rounds here, not a problem, right? But then this entire body was 1x1 rib, and I at some point found myself with not a single stockinette in the round project. Okay, it was like finishing in 1x1 ribs, which is not easy because you have to still pay attention to the count, and I had to actually be designing that, and then tons of 1x1 rib. And then when I thought about doing this, I was just like, no, okay, like I have to get through these and maybe cut something other on or whatever, because I can't do the 1x1 rib on that particular piece right now. I'm out of that. So I've been mainly putting my efforts in this one, because at least right now I'm on a stage that it's 1x1 rib and then stockinette, and looking forward to getting that finished. So yeah, like I said, like I've been doing a couple of bottom-up things. I enjoy top-down designs, but I think there's room for everything in my on my needles, and sometimes I like to do bottom-up and sometimes top-down, and I think depends on what you're going for. You can do you can choose what you prefer, right? So I do enjoy top down when I'm self-drafting or designing, or if I am maybe not sure how much yarn I have. If I'm playing that yarn chicken, I would rather play yarn chicken with the length of sleeves or length of the body rather than with the neckline, and that has happened to me once actually. I have made the darling wrap by Knitting for Olive. I had limited amount of the merino base, and I had a couple baby knits with the same yarn, and I only thought like, okay, if I'm really struggling, I can take off maybe like a little bit of these baby knits to finish things off, if absolutely needed, because they'll only wear for a little bit, and I'll hopefully be wearing this sweater for a longer time. And I really used every single inch I had, and this design was really guzzling the yarn, because it's made in a double rib, and it has really long ties. When it got to the neckline, as in like that area here, I ran out of yarn and had no more yarn to finish. But since it was the merino held with in the pattern, it's mohair, but I have substituted brushed alpaca silk. So I've had this alpaca silk left over still, so I, instead of doing holding merino and alpaca, I did 3 strands of this brushed alpaca silk, and I've only used it, like I did not use it for long. I just made the I-cord edging that they have on the neck, and that was enough. And I was just like extremely happy, because I was not going to be able to find this yarn because I got it secondhand somewhere. Like there was no way I can get that, and did not want to spend more money, etc. But I did not want to have an unfinished or unusable piece that does not have like enough neck to be useful, right? So that has happened, and that can happen if you're doing bottom up and are, let's say, living on the edge yarn wise. But of course, if you have enough, then it's no problem. So I'm currently on my 6th ball, I think, of 50 grams, and I have 1 more left. So question is, will I be playing the yarn chicken here? I don't know. The puffs are really stressing me out right now, because that obviously takes some yarn, and I think it will be fine. Again, I have to remember that it decreases fast in the end, so I hope so. what would happen if I don't manage to do the neckline, because the design has like a little let's call it a little turtleneck. We'll see. Worst case scenario, I will be taking, I think, something from the body, but let's see when we get to that. I do hope that I have enough yarn, but I have been traumatized before, like I mentioned, so we'll just have to see. Like, pray for me. And yeah, Yarn Chicken is apparently my favorite game these days. So this was Rowena Jumper by Fabel Knitwear. It's from her book, and I really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to having something romantic in my wardrobe. And this is called Rowena, after Rowena Ravenclaw, and I really enjoy Fabel's Harry Potter inspired knits. So since I cleared some things of my needles, I have this one dormant whip that will probably come back to life soon. But right now on the needles, I have only the Rowena Jumper and another Harry Potter inspired thing, but it's a little bit more literal, and it's the Quidditch socks. I have shown them before, but at that point they were just like a little cuff and they were not exactly looking like much. Right now they don't look like much, but it's happening, okay? I have started to put in work for that, and yeah, looking forward to it. Let's see how that works. I have been, for some reason, I've been excited and dreading to work on them. I do not know how to explain this. It's like I am excited because it, you know, lets my inner nerd Harry Potter fan out, but at the same time I was somehow not really looking forward to the color work. And right now it's working out. It is kind of bunching up a bit more than I would like to. However, I think my float situation is quite okay. Like, it's not really tight, but still there's a little bit of puckering. So I will probably, this will probably get sorted out in blocking, so I'm not too worried. And I have not made a sock in, I don't think I made a sock since I got married almost 6 years ago. So yeah, it's been a while. So yeah, let's get back into it. I haven't really been into sock knitting in the last few years. Maybe it's because I made socks for my husband for his birthday, which is the day before our wedding day. And I also made socks for my dad. So I made 2 pairs of like really long socks. And maybe that's why I was not really into it after that. Oh no, excuse me. I made socks for my brother-in-law for Christmas a couple years ago. And I think that was, yeah, okay, maybe those were the last socks. So maybe 2 years, okay? But I have not made socks for myself in a long time, and I think it's time to get back into it. So now I've been knitting a little bit on that and been really thinking that, you know what, I do enjoy making socks. I don't know why I thought, like, I have made socks before. I really don't know what was my kind of hurdle again. Maybe it's because like the fit is never like really perfect. So I will maybe do a few attempts and see how that goes. Like, I'm not expecting too much from this one because it's made with an afterthought heel and it's an all over color work. Let's see how it goes. But when these are done, maybe I go into make some kind of vanilla socks just to have some pair of nice fitting socks. I have talked to my mother-in-law recently. She's a sock knitter. She only basically knits socks. She doesn't knit anything else, and she really enjoys that. But she's been encountering some fit issues recently. She claims that they don't make the yarn like they used to, which is probably a very fair point. And we had a little bit of a discussion what she could do to fix the fit, because because she actually wants to wear these socks. They're not just like, oh, around the house socks. Like, I don't know how well these will be fitting, if I can be wearing them outside in the shoe, if they'll be comfortable. Let's see, because that might turn out quite thick. We'll just have to see that. But after that, maybe I do like a sock that is a little bit more fitted. And so talking to her about it really kind of sparked that, yeah, socks, let's make some maybe. It is lots of fun to make some socks. And since it is a Harry Potter inspired thing, I just want to show you. So, kind of nerding out on this one. And that pattern comes from this book, Magistricking, so Magical Knitting, I think the original is called, and it's the official knitting patterns from the Harry Potter world. And I have made, it's actually hanging out over here, I have made the mobile for the kids, and maybe I can show you it at some point. It did not go great. So the socks I'm excited about, but let's see how it works out, because this book has been written in English, obviously, and been translated to Norwegian. I'm doing it from a Norwegian book. And also they have, in general, they have suggestions for yarn that is available, I don't know if in the UK or in the US. And at the end of the book, they have a suggestion list of yarns that are more widely available in Norway. So I have not purchased the yarn from the original pattern, but the yarn what they suggested, and that is Sisu from Sandnes Garn in this yellow and red. And I don't know if it says anything really about it. Okay, so we have the yellow is a color 2325, and the red is 4228. They don't have any names. And it's a Sisu Superwash, which is, I think, 80% wool and 20% nylon. Good for socks. So let's see how that works out. And to be completely honest, when I first purchased it, actually I purchased this yarn with this pure silk because it was online and I had to get enough for free shipping or whatever. So I already bought stuff that I knew I wanted to knit this with, but it took a couple of years to get that actually on the needles. You know how it is. And when I got it, I was not really feeling it. I was not really getting Gryffindor vibes. So I went for Gryffindor because I always liked it, because Harry Potter's in it. And no shade to other houses, but I did not want to buy things for all houses. Did not want to buy yarn for all the colors, but maybe if this goes well, I might, and have like a whole like a Hogwarts themed sock drawer. But basically, I was not really feeling it. Okay, I was thinking, okay, yeah, it's red and yellow, sure, but it was not giving the crimson and gold that I was kind of thinking more when I'm thinking about Gryffindor. However, once it's getting knit up, it actually looks pretty good. You know, I was really thinking like that it looks childish, the combination, but once it's put together, I like it, and it is not unclear, like it is giving Gryffindor. But what I'm just trying to say is that sometimes when you look at colors separately, they look very different, but once you put them on the needles and they kind of work together, you know, the whole color theory, it really makes a big difference. So I'm trusting the process and we'll see how it goes. I have heard people knit color work with two hands. So you hold one yarn in one hand and you throw or pick. But I have not been able to do that. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying I did not master that. So what I've been doing before is holding two yarns with one hand and then picking my yarn and then picking like this, yeah, and then I switch colors and then I pick the other one. However, okay, what happened here? not all good. But this puts a little strain on my hands. So I wanted to try this, and I've been really enjoying it. So what you do is you, I don't know if you can see, maybe I can show another video of this. So you hook your yarn to that, and then as you're knitting, you're picking, and with the, for example, well, I don't know if that's correct, but what I do with this, I hold the yarn down here with my middle finger and my thumb, and that helps me to keep the right tension. So this is just something I thought I will show you. I used it when I made my willow herb sweater, and I really enjoyed it because color work can be strenuous, and like, of course, you can get better with time, and you can, you know, learn to pick and learn to throw, but this also works. So I just thought that I'll show you that little gadget that made it a little bit easier on me. So that's kind of what I've been up to, and really looking forward to my Harry Potter wardrobe. And now it's time for a couple plans. So I'm going back to work next week, and I'm not exactly looking forward to it, but I'm keeping myself a little bit excited because I will allow myself to cast something on before I start working, so that I can have something new and fresh to do on the commute. So there are a couple options. However, most likely what I'll be doing is another Fabel knitwear design. I have purchased the Fabel knitwear yarn. It's the Athena and the silk mohair in the color Frogner, and that is I think named after an area in Oslo, and I really love it. I really love these colors. They are kind of like a little pink, but with kind of a peachy tone, kind of very like skin color style, but a little bit more pink. And as always, Fabel knitwear has this little glitter thing going on. So looking forward to that. I'll be making the owlery top or blouse, owlery blouse. And also by Fabel knitwear, right? And this is the recommended yarn for it. And here I got to another kind of bump in that road, because I was like, okay, let's get that stockinette in the round going. And this time I was like, okay, let's start with the body. And guess what? The body starts with a 1x1 rib, which looks lovely, but as I said before, I'm not ready for more 1x1 rib. I need a tiny little break after I'm knitting this, like this Rowena jumper. So what I'll do is I will once again start with the sleeve. The body is made with fine merino, and the sleeves are made with mohair held single. That creates this airy look. And so I'll be starting with the sleeve. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll probably cast that on before I start working, so that I can have something really cool to do on the commute. And then hopefully once the Rowena is done, I can start on the body and start on that 1x1 rib. So these come in this skeins, and I wound them up at my local craft center. And I have made a short video about that, and I was really excited because, like, yeah, we can wind that things up for free. No need to buy the ball winder. And then lo and behold, it turns out they actually charge you for using the space. Not so much, because it's just 40 krona, so it's like, I don't know, 4 euros or something, or less than that, I guess. But it's like just to wind up for one project, it's a little bit, I don't know, a little bit annoying. So let's see what I'll do next time. But still, maybe it's still worth it rather than having a winder at home. I'll have to think about that. The next project I'll be starting is a sweater for my daughter. So I have not planned to make her anything now, but she saw me making this, the Rowena jumper, and she asked if it's a sweater for her. and I said it's for me, and then she asked me if I can make something for her. So I asked her what color she wants, and she said pink. I do not I like pink, so maybe it's influenced by me, but I never like restricted her from having non-pink stuff, but she's really in a pink stage now, which is good for me. I like pink. So we have 2 options for that, and I am not sure what I'm gonna do. So first option is the Vikinga and Merino, which is the same yarn base that is in this Rowena jumper, and so maybe I use that. I have enough for a sweater for her, but I don't know if she will think that's pink enough. Maybe I need to ask her. That should knit up quite fast. It is nice and soft. So let's see, maybe I do that. The other option is this pink. Wow. This pink. And that's Capella from Wool For You. I bought it from Strikezilla before they were closing their physical shop, and it was really sad. I enjoyed having them around. This is a Danish wool company, as this is 100% wool, and 100 grams, this is a 100 grams ball. It gives you 350 meters, which is quite generous, I think. And I have made sweaters with this before, also for my daughter, that got lost somewhere and it's nowhere to be found, which is very sad, even though it has a label with our phone number on it. Very, very sad. So what I could do is I could make it with this one. It's a little bit more scratchy, but it's not, I mean, it's not super scratchy, and she had a sweater like this before, so there's a chance she will like it, but I'm not sure because toddlers. So in case she doesn't like any of them, maybe I have to go shopping, but I think I'll be leaning towards this one, and it's a little bit finer gauge. I'm thinking if I would use this yarn, I would do something similar to the Rowena jumper, because I have like, I'll use it as my gauge swatch. And otherwise, if I use this one, I'll probably make a sweater that has a little ruffle and maybe some cables. Like, I feel like being a little bit more adventurous with this one. I'm not sure if I will probably design my own. I don't think I will be following a pattern, but we'll see how much work I want to be doing for this. But she was so excited when I said that I will make her one, but maybe I'll bring her into the decision process. Maybe she can pick what yarn, maybe she can pick styles. I don't know, she's 3 years old, so yeah, let's see. She might want to do it, she might not want to do it. She might tell me she wants pants, because that's what she told me before, so we'll just have to see what happens. And by the time I finish it, she probably will not wear it, because maybe she'll change her mind, but I think I'll make it anyway. So looking forward to maybe that, but I think I just want to make some decisions before I jump into casting something on. That would not be something that I want to just totally wing it. I will be maybe a bit more spontaneous on it, but I need to have a few decisions done before we cast that on. I think that would be something that would happen after I'm done with the Rowena jumper, because I just want to get that done and then free some space and mental space. Yes, the plans would be knitting the Quidditch socks, finishing Rowena, starting on the owlery, my Harry Potter wardrobe coming along, and yes, then casting on maybe the sweater for my daughter. I have another thing I would like to cast on, and that's the Jenny jacket. I have made a swatch and I really, really like it. So this is the Untold Merino and silk mohair, and I really like it. So it made a really nice fabric. I have made a swatch, as you can see, even blocked it, and I think the gauge is correct, but to be fair, I had very hard time measuring gauge on this for this pattern, for this smoking stitch. That's been very difficult, but I think it works. I think I'll just have to get on with it. And since, like I've said, Petite Knit is designing things kind of on the more positive ease side, so I will probably size down. So I'll make a size small for myself. I don't want to cast this on too soon. I would like to clear some things off my schedule a little bit first, but at the same time, it is going to be a longer project, so there's no like, oh, I need to get it done in a month or whatever. I need to have my needles clean and clear for that, because it is gonna take a long time, because overall it is a jacket, and I will take a while. So maybe I can give myself a little incentive. So maybe if I finish the Rowena Jumper and at least a sock, maybe 2 socks, at least 1 sock, and make some headway on the kid sweater, maybe then I'll cast that on. But if I fail, don't come for me, okay? Like, when I'll be weak, I will cast this on and we'll see what happens. But I would really like to finish a couple things, and especially the kid sweater. I kind of have to make it so that, you know, she can't wait forever for the sweater, right? And also then I need to make it big enough so that she can wear it for quite some time. But yeah, whatever. All that aside, I'm excited to make this. I think it will take a long time to make it, but what is actually exciting to me is that you mainly make a 2x2 rib, and then every whatever rows you smock them together, right? So basically the point is that I am not a fan of purling. Of course, I know, like, you should embrace that and whatever, but to make a jacket or to make a cardigan flat in stockinette stitch and then just like do these really long purl rounds, I'm just not looking forward to it, okay? Like, it's okay to not like purling, and I think this is like a nice way to kind of have an interesting cardigan jacket but not have to purl a whole row. So I think this is one of the main reasons why I'm like okay with like a more complicated pattern, or just like or in general like a 2x2 rib for the whole sweater, because I think it will be still easier than purling whole rows. So looking forward to that, but like I said, gonna wait. No new acquisitions, thank God. I really want to knit things from my stash, like I'm for example doing for the kids sweater. I have made some purchases last year, like for example the Fabel Knitwear yarn, both for the skirt that I made and for the Ravelry blouse. And I've bought the yarn for Jenny jacket, and I was not really planning on these purchases, but they happened because of some sale and because of for example the test knit, and now I really want to knit from what I have. So I'm really excited that I am using the stuff that I bought a while back. This as well, actually this yarn my parents bought for like really cheap at some point in north of Norway, and brought that with them, and I just want to knit with what I have. So I will be making some purchases of yarn later in the year, also from Fabel Knitwear most likely, but until then I really want to just sail through my from my stash. So, and that has been also my process recently, just kind of like trying to use what I have to make things that I want to make. So that will also be probably informing my next design decisions. I think I would like to make a lightweight top with thin merino, but as you can see I have quite a few things going on, and even though I finished quite some stuff, there's still a lot around, and I'll be focusing on finishing some things off, but we'll just see. I really appreciate you sticking with me and listening to everything that I have here going on. I really enjoy this part of knitting and creating a community. I have to be honest, it's been a little bit hard for me because I've had a video about some knitting drama that did really well and a lot of people watched that, and then the next videos were not as successful, and to be fair, it really hit me on a personal level that I did not expect. Okay, I really thought I'm a little bit more prepared for the ups and downs of people watching or not watching and engaging or not, and I was not I was not as prepared as I thought I was, and this is something that everybody says. All creators online kind of point that out, and yet, like, I was just unprepared for this. But with all that said, I really do appreciate making these videos that, you know, even if they're not being watched by so many people, because I just want to talk about what I'm doing, and I really enjoy having a place where I can discuss this with someone. And I understand that my background is not the most aesthetic right now, but it is what it is. I only have time to record when my baby's asleep, and I really don't have much time to curate the background. However, this is something that I will probably look into later, but since I'm just kind of starting over here, I'm learning, and you know, I got the microphone now. Like in my first videos I did not have that, so I really hope that the quality is increasing with every video. And if there's something that you would like to let me know that I could improve, just, you know, just leave it in the comments. Be respectful, please, but you know, I'm open to suggestions. Like, I think over time I would like to do a little bit more on this channel, but I have 2 small kids, and I'm going back to work, and I'm not sure how much time I'll have, so it might end up being that it will be just a kind of a monthly update, but I hope to come back more often here and share what I'm doing. So thank you for listening to me. I really appreciate that. If you would like to subscribe, please, you know, hit that subscribe button, like the video, make a comment, you know, let me know what you guys thinking, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.